Okay. I'd like to welcome and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, shall we go around and introduce everybody? I'm George Topple, Union Township trustee and current chairman of NERPC and the chair for the day.
I think we usually dispense of introductions because of the craziness.
Okay. How many people do we have on board?
People can see their people can see the participant list right now. And
Okay.
I mean, I totally agree that it's always good to introduce people, but if you don't mind, you're all on Zoom, and if you can look on your participant list, you can figure that out. But I know we have 16 or so on the call, which will probably multiply during the meeting.
Okay, since we now have the minutes before us, and does anyone need a little more time to look at them? I'll wait a few seconds, and then if I hear nothing, then we'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Motion by Shannon Eason. Is there a second?
Second, Don Parker.
Don Parker seconds.
Thank you, Don. Thanks, Shannon. Are there any comments on the meeting? Any corrections, additions, deletions? There being none, let's have a vote. All those in favor signify by saying yes or aye.
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 Or wave your hands.
Or raise your hand. Anyone opposed, please signify by saying no or nay. Hearing none, the motion passes. The minutes are approved. I know that Robert's rule does not require to have the minutes approved by a motion, but we do it that way here.
We do it by the book.
The next order of business is NERPC business. 22 map and app update. I imagine that's Mitch.
That's me.
Okay.
What a shock. I get to talk during this meeting. I feel so honored. Thank you, George. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to join us. I do want to bring you up to date on our map and app. Here's the map. It's probably hard to see. Let me probably do this. There you go. There's the map. So it has been printed. We have a lot of copies in our office. So we're asking that if you are a municipality to please avail yourself of our office. I will be putting out a email probably within the next day or two, letting you know procedure. Of course, we're all under COVID lockdown, and most of the staff is not working from our main office in Portage. However, we will be there from about 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. That'll be Meredith. And you'll be contacting her when you stop by, and she'll deliver you a box or two, depending on what you like. And if you run out, you know where to find us. So we're going to ask municipalities to please come to our office and pick them up. We are going to deliver to libraries specifically, and we'll make sure to get them out to libraries and tourism bureaus and what have you, retail stores. We want to get these out somewhat in the next couple of weeks here, effectively, before we make the announcement publicly that maps are available. In the past, we've made it clear when they get delivered, and then people start calling municipalities, and they don't like that. So we want to make sure they're all distributed first, and then we will make the announcement. The app, we are doing a mobile app, if you didn't know that already, but we are teaming with My City Bikes, which is a very popular mobile app company. They have been doing this around the country. We're proud to be working with them. And we're also proud to be working with the south suburbs of Chicago. The mobile app will cover the entire Southland territory from Joliet all the way over to Michigan City and LaPorte County. And we're in the process of getting that map created. This will basically be this map digitally, where you can go on your phone, go on your mobile device. We'll also be working with other entities for opportunities to add to the map, where certain tourism bureaus or foundations or what have you might be able to add businesses and business links on that map, as well as tours. Those are in addition to the map product that we're putting out. We're just putting out a base map, but we're going to give our partners in the region an opportunity to add to that based on some requirements that we'll put out there after we release it. As for release, we're hoping within the month we have that made live. So we'll get that out hopefully before the bike riding season. So any questions on the bike map or the app?
Mitch, it's Don.
Hello, Don.
Are you, when you say you're distributing maps, out here in the hinterlands, if I am coming your way, do you want me to pick up a quantity, or are you taking care of getting out this way all with staff?
We're going to try our best to get out to you as soon as possible. I mean, Wanata, we have people that live in LaPorte and Valparaiso, so the staff is doing their best to get the boxes out to the libraries. And if people don't know, Don is the director of the Wanata Library as well, wears many hats and plays many instruments. So we'll get that out to you as soon as, if you're in the neighborhood, obviously feel free to come by. That's the quickest way to do it. If you are up in Portage by our offices, and then we can set you up with a box as well.
And
Okay.
Mitch, when again is somebody there at NERC? I know Meredith's there quite a bit.
Meredith will be at the office from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday.
And the maps are available now or next week?
Yes, we have them now. We've had them for a couple of weeks. And like I say, we're in the process of trying to distribute maps during COVID. So not everyone's in the office. In the past, it was a lot easier to get these things out, but that's how it's working now. So it's a little slow roll right now, but we are starting to distribute them.
Okay, anything further, Mitch? Thank you for that report. Report from the South Shore Trails. Who would be doing that particular?
Oh, that would be me again, Don.
Hello, Don.
Hi, Don.
So we are continuing to essentially do the process of revisioning for ourselves, looking at how we will best serve the non-motorized community going forward into this new decade. I like to tell people, when we got started between 15 and 20 years ago, the trail network in Northwest Indiana, which is certainly not complete, but compared to where we were 15 or 20 years ago, the main idea that brought us all together has largely been accomplished. And communities for whom trails as a part of their recreational and amenities ecosystem wasn't even on their horizon 15 to 20 years ago. And now everybody recognizes the value, and almost everybody has it as a part of their plans. So we're at a stage in our organization where we're trying to figure out exactly what the best what's next is. And that is ongoing. And you'll hear more about that as we get into the spring and we all start to come out of hibernation. That's all.
Okay, well, thank you, Don. And being from Union Township, we definitely are looking for trails. I hear about it constantly from different people that want.
Yeah, okay, so you are like the exception to what I just said. Yeah, we know, we do know.
Well, I don't want anyone to forget.
Very good, George. Point taken.
Next Level Trails, Phase 2 funding, Phase 3 cycle.
Yes. Let
Thank
me
you, Don.
get into that. First, let me make sure it works. I'm about to share with you some big news. You all should see the screen in front of you. So this just landed statewide about an hour and a half ago. Governor Holcomb made these announcements. So this has been the quickest PowerPoint I've ever put together. So if there's any errors, please bear with me. We have some great news for the state and for the region. Next Level Trails, as you know, is the biggest statewide infusion of money for trails in Indiana's history. And last year we were supposed to have this announcement, but COVID had other ideas. So here we are today. And I have some great news from some Northwest Indiana communities and for the state, and I'm going to get into that here. So you should be able to follow along on the screen. First of all, hopefully this all works. Oh, I gotta go over here. Okay, the summary of the program, this second round of 3, it's $90 million total. This was the second round that was distributed, and 29.6 was distributed. It is a program distributed by the Department of Natural Resources. This is very important to understand. This is state money. This is pure state money. There is no federal strings with this money, meaning it moves fast, okay? Just as an example, the town of Hebron was one of the first projects of phase 1 to get funded. Within a year, they built their 1 mile of trail. So you can expect these projects to be built within a year or two. It's very exciting stuff. So within the entire state with phase 2, 18 projects were funded. That's out of 93 projects submitted. So highly competitive program. Now we have lots of interest around the state of Indiana. It's a burgeoning interest. I could have said this 10 years ago that we're in the golden age of trails. I guess we're in the platinum age if that's the case. So we're getting even more interest as we go along. We had, again, 29.6 million. It was combined with 21.9 million of local match. So quite a bit of local match, you know, almost 40%, if not more, for the projects. And that was a big deal. Although the projects, I think the minimum was 20%. If you submitted 20%, good luck. But so a lot of overmatch was provided and they were awarded accordingly. Now we have over 70 miles of trails that were awarded in 16 counties. That compares to about 41, 42 miles of trail in the first round. So quite a bit of difference there and quite the expansion. Now the longest of those trails is 14.5 miles, which is kind of a mountain bike route trail in Vigo County, the Terre Haute vicinity. The shortest is 0.88. That is Portage, which I'll talk about in a moment. It is small but mighty, let's put it that way. We have 3 area projects in NERPC. They include Crown Point, the Pence Greenway, and the Veterans Trail Connection. In Portage, the Marquette Greenway, and in Valparaiso, the Vale Park West project. Now, here is the list of projects that were funded in Northwest Indiana that are highlighted by the yellow arrows. You can see that they are balanced throughout the state. If you add the Marquette Greenway, the Veterans Trail, the Vale Park Road West, and I want to also take your attention to the Erie Trail. I think that's in, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not on here. Anyway, but those 3 trails are in Northwest Indiana, and those 3 trails I think the amount comes underneath about $6 million for the region. So it's about 20% of the total pot came to our region alone throughout the state. So that's a great victory for us. We have some great projects up here that we're very proud of. And this has been a great shot in the arm. So let me talk about those projects in a bit of detail here. So here's our well-used and popular priority trail map. The blue dots, this includes the project in Portage up there on the Marquette Greenway. The project that's right there in Crown Point, going right through the heart of Crown Point, the Pence to Veterans Trail Connection. And right there on the north side of Valparaiso, the Vale Park Link. I know that Chuck Gleason has joined us from Valparaiso. He can set me straight about that. But here's the first project, the Pence Greenway to Veterans Trail. This is a bit of a hybrid project that is connecting existing trails together through the community. What you see here are 3 separate segments that make up the trail. They are in red. It includes the finishing of the Pence Greenway from Sherrville to the Erie-Lackawanna Trail. It goes through White Hawk Country Club Golf Course. That's on the top of your screen there, the Pence Greenway. That finishes this project. That will, now it is a fully funded project from the Erie Lackawanna Trail all the way to Calumet City to the Burnham Greenway, 15 miles. So a big win for that regional priority. When you get to the Erie Lackawanna, we are looking to connect the trail. As it says, you see a little icon that says Great American Rail Trail that goes right through the heart of Old Town Crown Point. It's the Bridgeport neighborhood. And there are segments of the old Pennsylvania rail line that are still intact. They are owned by different entities. In fact, Norfolk Southern still has some of those properties as well. Those will be now connected right through that old neighborhood. It'll end up on North Street, and then it'll connect through a side path to the Veterans Trail, which is planned to connect at North Street and run down to US 231, where it connects to the existing project being bird dogged by Lake County Parks at 231 and 113th or South Street. That's the Veterans Trail. That goes all the way to Hebron, another 9 or so miles. So a great project that finishes the major connections in the city of Crown Point, part of the Great American Rail Trail project. One of the reasons why this was a huge initiative to get completed in the city. Up until now, the city did not have any type of planned connection through the community, and now it does. And now it has a funded connection on top of that. So within the next year or two, it might be a little bit more complicated for the city of Crown Point because there is some boardwalk construction necessary up in the White Hawk vicinity because of some wetlands. But when it is completed, it'll be a phenomenal connection. Here is the Marquette Greenway connection in Portage. What you see here are several connections that are currently in place. It's a little faded, but bear with me. If you look all the way to the left of the screen, you'll see a orange, amber, ochre, whatever, but it looks like it's orange on my screen. An orange trail that goes right around our office here at NERPC. So that is the trail that's right around our office. The green route is the Ameriplex route that is not in right now. The orange route is in, the green route is not in, but it is funded. That is the existing trail in the city of Portage. The top of that loop is the Marquette Greenway, and what you see in red has just been funded today. That is 0.88 miles. Is a $2.5 million award because it includes a bridge over Salt Creek. So under a mile, so don't get all freaked out about trails cost $2 million a mile now. No, it doesn't. It's there is some boardwalk necessary in there. There's a bridge that will be constructed over Salt Creek. And if you look at the very right-hand side, you'll see pink. That is Burns Harbor. That is done. They have finished that trail. It is just sitting there now waiting for the city of Portage to connect to it. They just started constructing and finishing that last fall. So they should be having a ribbon cutting for that coming up when the weather warms up. Very exciting stuff to complete the trail through there. That is just south of the National Park land holdings as well, and helping to connect the east and west holdings of the Indiana Dunes National Park. So a great win. And that will finish the trail through Burns Harbor and through Portage up into that orange segment there north of the NERPC office. The final segment here is the Vale Park West Link. Vale Park has a trail along the Vale Park Road. This is the north side, kind of the northwest side of Valparaiso. You can see all the way to the right-hand side of the page, Valparaiso High School. So the trail itself will connect the existing trail on Vale Park Road, and it'll come through that subdivision and it'll connect to the existing trail that they built there right in the middle of the screen. You can see it to that white line. That's a wonderful trail. It did get some state awards as well. And then the yellow line will continue the trail now to Froberg Road. And that is where existing trail exists now. I believe it's Pepper Creek, if I'm not mistaken. That is a subdivision there. Again, that's more of a local project. The first two were regional projects. If you don't know about that, Next Level Trails breaks up their awarding between regional and local. So this is a local project. And again, an award of just over $360,000 to make that happen. So congratulations to Crown Point, to Valparaiso, and to Portage. Yes, Andrew was very happy, I think, and for receiving these great awards today from the DNR and Governor Holcomb. So where do we go from here? Well, we want you to work with us ahead of your next submission. So let's talk about that next submission. The final round of Next Level Trails is scheduled to commence on November 1st. maybe about 7-8 months away. So you have time to put together your application and figure it out. Because this is, as I call, fast money, we ask you to please work with us now to get the best application possible so we can help prepare it with you if you wish. Of course, we don't have to help you, but wink, wink, it's a good idea. And we know we have several other projects that were not selected here. And please put yourself back, if you are on the phone right now, but please put yourself back into the hopper for this final round. The final round will be $35 million. It will finish off the $90 million, so it is the most to be awarded. And again, we have visionary corridors here that still need some work and some TLC. And so please please avail yourself of these projects. And again, don't be put off because you don't have a regional trail. We will, DNR is accepting the local routes as well, even if it's within a park, even if it's just a local trail that connects within a community. These are eligible for next level trails. And again, it's state money. It utilizes local match from in-kind services as well. So a lot of flexibility with your local match. You have several months to work with it. We will probably, in fact, I will say most likely have a workshop at the NERC level to kind of motivate communities to kind of get on board with this and to be part of the funding action. So again, big news. This is kind of hijacked my thinking today, but in a good way, in a very good way. When you get $6 million for a region, that will always go well. So any questions that I can answer at this time?
There being none, thank you very much, Mitch. That's
Great
good news. Congratulations to all those that were receiving the rewards, and congratulations to Mitch, because I know you have had a lot to do with that.
Well, yes, it's to say the least. I have enjoyed it immensely, and I've enjoyed the opportunity to work with all the communities on this and to make it happen throughout the region. I always say that I'm trying to share my screen while I talk at the same time, so bear with me. I try to say that it's a team effort. It's one thing to propose projects to communities. It's a whole nother matter for communities to accept those projects and to embrace them and to fund them. NERC, we're here, as I say, to advise and inspire and to help out. And it's just fantastic to see all the energy and all the passion that our stakeholders have, our municipalities and our other advocates have in this region, championing these projects and making it probably one of the most robust regions in the entire state for trail development. So proud of all of us. Thank you.
Good job, Mitch and team.
Thank you, Andrew.
And everyone else involved on all the committees and everything, because it takes a lot of people to get these things accomplished.
Absolutely.
Sure does.
Okay, anything else on the way of PED?
This is Jenny Orsburn with DNR Coastal Program. I just wanted to, I worked on the Portage application, and and seeing that it was going to be small and expensive, we were concerned, and we didn't make it first time, so we submitted second, and then we were successful. So it goes to show, just to keep at it, and we definitely have the infrastructure in place as far as getting in full applications and all that support to continue to get projects funded up here. So this is really, really awesome news.
Certainly is. And great work, Jenny, on your part. And she makes a great point. Just keep trying. And that's why we really encourage you to work with us to put forward the best application possible.
And for those who remember the old philosopher, never give up that ship.
Exactly.
All right, well, moving along to pedal trail counters and signage update.
Thank you. This is interesting. I know, I just want to make it clear to many people on this phone. Some of you are part of it, but most of you may not know. We are in the process, and I say we, NERC, of working with many communities on installing a bevy of new trail counters throughout the region. And when I say a bevy, I'm talking about nearly 90. And these would be advanced counters that would be GPS based, and we'd be able to get real-time data almost on a daily basis and making that available to our stakeholders. For those who are part of this process, we're hoping to get this launched within the next couple of months. We have to kind of figure out exactly how much money we have to work with. This will include a 20% local match from the entities on installing these counters. You probably know that we do have trail counters installed, but these are, as they call, primitive counters. This is where somebody has to go out to the counter, open up the box, shoo away all the bugs and bees, and get the data and come back to the office and download it. Well, that's going to be done with. This will all be GPS based and as I say, solid state. It's kind of the size of a toaster, but you can't get in there. Everything is there's kind of I think there's a long range battery life on these. So that said, that's working out. And also signage, we are working right now as I cannot disclose who we're working with, but there is a funding entity that is looking to work with Lake County entities on expanding some of our signage throughout, again, Lake County. And we're talking about the signage that we installed recently on the Erie, Lackawanna, the Prairie Dunes and Trails, and to get some of those uniformed signs installed throughout Lake County. And hopefully that can generate some interest in Porter and the Port County, get those signs installed as well. We want as many of these signs throughout the region. The logo behind me, we want that to be kind of the brand for our Greenways and Blueways, our trails network, so people understand they're on that network and part of that network when they are on our great off-road and water trail facilities. So that's just a brief update on what's happening in that regard.
Anything further on pedal? Hearing none, we'll move on to paddle. Report from Northwest Indiana Paddling Association. Is anyone here from there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Eric is here. Yes, we can.
Great.
Okay, hello everybody. Sorry I don't have a camera working, but as an update, NWIPA has been sort of laying low due to COVID this year and last. Most of our events have been canceled. We're targeting that, depending on how the virus infection rates proceed and whatnot, to maybe have some activities going by the latter half of summer this year. In the downtime due to COVID, we have been busy updating our website. I certainly invite all to take a look at the new website at www.nwipa.org. And especially given the season now, the rivers have opened up. The initial melt peak flow was on Sunday. Levels are dropping a little bit now, but people who want to recreate on the rivers now should be aware of the fact that cold water is more dangerous now in the spring than it is in the fall, because in the fall, when air temperatures drop, the water is still fairly warm. But in the spring, when temps warm up, the water is still extremely cold. Anybody visiting our site should take a look at the blog page. We have an excellent write-up on cold water safety that people at least should be aware of, if not abiding by all the guidelines set therein. That's about it. Any questions?
Appreciate the update, Eric.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. Hearing no comments, are there any other comments on paddle? Okay, is anything else from you, Mitch?
Yeah, I guess there is. Because the news has kind of hit quickly, there's going to be a bit of an adjustment in our NOFA projects for review and approval, possibly on Tuesday. That's at our next technical planning committee meeting next week. We're supposed to finalize our NOFA, our 2022-2026 TIP, or Transportation Improvement Program. However, several projects, or at least I know the Crown Point project and possibly the Portage project, were in that TIP, and now they will have to be removed. So some extra money will be available. Other projects will probably move up to take those the place of that. And this is, I think, Group 1 money. So again, this is all very fresh. I had no idea this was happening today. Again, a good problem to have, but we'll be probably, I'll talk to Charles and we'll start working on the adjustments right away.
Okay, thank you, Mitch. And any further comment from anyone else that's on the channel? All right, hearing none, the next 3PC meeting is Thursday, June 3rd at 1:30 in the NERC offices. We hope.
Well, if NERC, if here, we'll figure it out.
Okay, so stay tuned, folks. And if there are no further comments, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. God bless and take care
Hi,
of each other.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.